Think you know your cat? Think again. This is Furry Facts, where we dig into the weird, wonderful, and little-known truths about your feline friend. The moment you drift into your first cycle of sleep, your cat is already shifting gears. The stillness of night, the absence of human motion, doesn't signal rest for a cat, it signals freedom. Freedom to roam, to watch, to listen, to take back the quiet hours as their own. This is the part of the day your cat was built for. Not the bright chaos of breakfast, but the shadowed calm of midnight. Cats are not fully nocturnal. They're crepuscular, meaning their natural peak activity hours are dusk and dawn. But in the domesticated home, those instincts stretch. Without predators, without the need to hide or hunt for survival, cats claim the entire night for themselves. It's when the world goes still that their senses switch on. While we dream, they roam. Your cat's world at night is not like yours. They can see in 1/6 the light you need, hear the smallest rustle 3 rooms away, move silently across any surface, detect the tiniest vibrations in the floor, sense subtle shifts in your breathing, even while you sleep. They are, in many ways, the perfect nighttime observer. You think they're sleeping in the corner, but they're listening, watching, waiting, not out of fear, but out of instinctual readiness. Most cats begin their nightly ritual with a patrol, a slow, measured walk through their territory. Windows, doors, behind the couch, under the bed, around your sleeping body. They sniff, they pause, they listen. It might look like nothing, but this is primal behavior. They're checking for anything new, anything changed, anything that wasn't there earlier. And yes, they're making sure you are still safe. Have you ever woken up and found your cat staring at you? Just sitting there, silent, unmoving? It's not random. Cats are watchers. They track movement. They learn patterns. They observe you because you are their anchor. They recognize your breathing, your size, even your dreams. To them, you are the biggest, warmest, slowest creature in their world. And that makes you worthy of constant observation. It's not creepy. It's instinct, it's love painted in vigilance. As the hours deepen, you might hear them dart down the hall. A thud, a crash, a mysterious zoomy session through the house at 2:37 a.m. It's not mischief, it's energy that must go somewhere. Because your cat is not just a pet. It is an apex micro-hunter with nowhere to hunt. So it chases imaginary prey. Flecks of dust, the last echo of its own tail. This is play, yes, but it's also an ancestral memory. The lion in your living room needs the chase. Unlike humans, cats don't operate in long, consolidated sleep periods. They sleep in cycles, short bursts of deep rest followed by activity. They nap, then they move, then nap again. This is how they survived for centuries in the wild, always semi-alert, always ready. So while you enter REM sleep, your cat may be scaling the bookshelf, not because they're restless, but because this is their rhythm. When the house goes quiet, your cat becomes something slightly different, without your energy filling the space. They're alone with their instincts. They pace through your absence. They become sentinel and ghost, explorer and guardian, and the strange thing is, they don't seem lonely, they seem alive. Eventually, your cat will return to you. They'll circle back to your bedroom. They'll leap softly onto the bed, curl into the space near your legs, or lie on your chest, purring softly. And that's no accident. They've done their rounds. The night has been observed. The space has been declared safe. Now they come to rest, not because the hunt is over, but because you are still here. To them, this is the deepest part of the ritual, returning to the center of their world. Cats don't wear watches. They don't need reminders or alarms. Their days are guided by something ancient and invisible, a circadian rhythm built into their bones. Unlike humans who rise with coffee, alarms, and appointments, cats move with the language of light. When the sun sets, their world sharpens. When the sky turns pale, they stir again. It's about what the body knows. Cats are crepuscular creatures. This means their natural energy spikes occur around dawn, dusk. These are the times wild cats hunted. when prey was most active, and the world was dim enough for stealth. Even in your modern apartment, those instincts remain. They rise when the light fades, they sleep when it's harsh, they thrive in the hush between day and night, though their natural rhythm is wild. Cats are master adapters, they study you. When you get up, when you eat, when you come home, when you go to sleep, your cat builds a personalized map of time. Based on your habits, they know when the kettle clicks, when your footsteps change, when the light in your phone glows across the room. You are their calendar, their clock, their anchor in time. A cat sleeps 12-16 hours a day, but not like we do. They sleep in short bursts, 15 minutes of deep sleep, 45 minutes of light dozing, a quick wake up then back to rest. This fragmented style of rest means they're always semi-alert. They can react in an instant. They'll be awake multiple times throughout your night. You dream in 90-minute cycles. Your cat lives in moments. A world of alertness and stillness, woven together in threads. When you go to sleep, your absence is noted, not just physically, but rhythmically. Cats mark time by the sounds and flows of your presence, keyboard clicks, the hum of the fridge when you open it, the rustle of your clothing. When those signals vanish, the environment shifts. Suddenly the house is quieter, the routine is paused, the cues are gone, and that's when your cat's internal timekeeper kicks into full gear, around the same time each night. Your cat likely performs the same behaviors, sitting in the window, inspecting a certain hallway, laying on the same blanket, waiting at the door. This isn't random, it's a ritual, built not on human clocks, but on memory, instinct, and emotional rhythm. They're saying, this is what I do when the world is quiet. It's when humans sleep the deepest, and cats are often most awake. Not all cats zoom around at this time. Some simply watch or groom or walk silently into different rooms. But for many, this time is sacred. It is their private window of being. Their true selves emerge in these moments, not bound by schedules, noise, or human distraction. It's not chaos. It's their version of meditation. As dawn breaks, your cat already senses it, not from the sun necessarily, but from you. Your shifting breath, the stretch of your body, the whisper of your alarm even before it rings. They are attuned to the edges of your motion. Many cats will come greet you just before you open your eyes. Not because they've been waiting for food, but because they know your time is about to begin, and their rhythm aligns with yours once more, despite their gentle purrs and plush blankets. Cats are apex micropredators. Not long ago, every cat you know descended from wild desert dwellers, lone stalkers of insects, mice, and birds, creatures that hunted under the cover of night. Your cat may be domesticated, but those instincts still fully alive. And the quietest moments of night are when that ancient part of them comes to life. In the wild, darkness gives advantage. Prey animals sleep, sounds are more crisp, eyes adapt, and every surface becomes a potential ambush point. For cats, night is not scary, it's thrilling, it's an opportunity. Their paws move like whispers, their eyes dilate, their whiskers detect air shifts. Your cat may not have prey anymore, but their biology doesn't know that, so they hunt shadows. They hunt dreams, they hunt the quiet. Your cat's body is built for stealth, every part of them, from their retractable claws to their padded feet, is a tool of silent motion. Their spine is flexible and spring-loaded. Shoulders move independently. Muscles coil like a spring. Tail balances every motion. Eyes catch the faintest flicker in the dark. Even their ears rotate independently, triangulating sounds with military precision. They are evolution's perfection of the solo hunter, and at night, that programming awakens. Your cat isn't hunting for food, but the instinct must express itself, so it comes out as attacking your toes under blankets, pouncing on dust motes in the air, chasing invisible insects, sneaking behind curtains, stalking your dog from behind a chair. To you, it's play, to them, it's ritual. The prey may be gone, but the pattern remains. They hunt because they are wired to, even if it's just your sock. that explosive burst of energy you hear at 2 a.m. When your cat sprints down the hall for no reason, that's not mischief. It's a predator's unused drive, screaming for release. In the wild, that energy would be spent chasing birds, stalking rodents, leaping across stones. In your apartment, it turns into couch sprints, phantom pounces, mad dashes from room to room. The zoomies aren't chaos, they're the ghost of a lion. With nowhere to run, some cats bring you gifts. A toy mouse placed gently on your pillow. A half-dead bug left at your door. A balled-up sock dragged from the laundry. To them, this is honor. You are part of their pride. You are the family member. They're feeding, training, or impressing. And they choose the night. Because that's when they would truly hunt. To receive a toy mouse at 3 a.m. is to receive the heart of your cat's evolutionary loyalty. Not all nighttime hunting looks like movement. Some cats become statues, sitting, watching, waiting. They stare into corners, fixate on unseen things. Are they hunting ghosts? Perhaps. Or perhaps they're falling into that meditative predator state, where focus becomes pure. Cats can wait hours for prey. Stillness is their weapon. And nighttime stillness is their comfort zone. Your home becomes their wilderness. Your walls the edge of their jungle. Even when asleep, cats hunt. You may see their whiskers twitch, their paws flick, their eyes shift beneath closed lids. These aren't random spasms. They're dream chases. Their minds return to instinct, to ancient skills. We dream to process emotions. Cats dream to relieve motion, to practice, to remember. Even in dreams, they are hunters. Why does all this matter? Because when you sleep beside a cat, you are sleeping next to a tiny panther, whose biology hasn't changed in 10,000 years. Their play is rooted in instinct. Their silence is packed with purpose. Their midnight wanderings are echoes of a wild, free past. Understanding their nocturnal nature isn't about control, it's about respect. Because even if your cat cuddles like a baby by day, by night, they walk with ancient paws. You close your eyes at night and everything fades. But for your cat, the world is just now unfolding. Not in black and white, but in gradients of movement, scent, vibration, and sound. Cats do not just see in the dark. They feel the dark, they step into the unseen. As if it was always their home, because it is. A cat's eyes are built for twilight. They contain more rod cells than humans, which detect light and motion. A reflective layer called the tapetum lucidum, which bounces light back through the retina, enhancing visibility. A vertical slit pupil, which can dilate and contract rapidly for full control of light intake. This allows them to see in light levels 6 times lower than we can. So when you see blackness, they see details, the outline of your toes shifting under the blanket, a flicker in the hallway, a bug crossing the ceiling. The dark is not dark to them, it's a clarity. A cat's ears can rotate 180 degrees, detect high-frequency sounds up to 64 kHz versus or 20 kHz, pinpoint a noise location with near-perfect accuracy. That's why your cat hears the fridge open from 3 rooms away, turns their head at the quietest breath, sits frozen, staring at something you can't even detect. In the silence of night, the softest sound becomes a story to your cat. Every creak, every scurry, every hum is a potential message. Whiskers are not just decorative, they're hypersensitive tools. Each whisker is connected to a deep bundle of nerves that can detect even the slightest air currents. At night, this becomes a navigation system. Whiskers help your cat sense walls in the dark, measure gaps before leaping, detect vibrations in the air, feel emotional shift in humans up close. So when your cat brushes against your hand in the dark, they're not just being sweet. They're reading you. In darkness, cats tune into vibrations, your movement, your heartbeat, even your emotional tone. Sends out subtle signals. Cats feel this through their paws, which contain vibration-sensitive receptors, their bodies when curled against you, the shift in breath when you dream or wake. To them, you are never silent. Even in sleep, you're a living signal, and they respond with stillness, presence, or distance. Depending on what they sense, when the lights go out, your cat doesn't stumble. They don't need light to remember where each piece of furniture is, which floors creak, where your scent lingers the strongest. Your home to a cat is a map of memory and smell. At night, they move through it with grace. They don't second-guess steps. Even if you moved a chair, they'll notice before their paw ever lands. Their perception isn't visual, it's spatial, sensory, total, even when everything is dark. Your cat sees you, not always with their eyes, but with all the other tools evolution gave them. They see the warmth you give off, the breath that moves your chest, the gentle rustle of your dreams, the subtle scent of your mood shifting in sleep. They know when you're peaceful. They know when you're troubled, in your darkest moments. Your cat is still reading your energy, still tracking the heartbeat of the room. For a creature with such advanced sensory gear, the night is a gift. It's less noisy, less crowded, easier to focus, easier to roam without interruption. Humans flood the day with light, sound, and movement, but the night is when the feline soul exhales. They walk their territory, they process the day. They simply be, not in boredom, but in a kind of sensory meditation. We may never truly understand. While you sleep, your cat watches not out of fear, not out of loneliness, but because this dark, quiet, breath-filled space is their domain. They listen to the wind, they map the shadows, they hear your dreams turning over like gentle pages. To them, the night is alive. To them, you are part of that magic. Have you ever woken in the dark to find your cat watching? Not playing, not sleeping, just watching you. It may feel eerie, it may even seem strange, but this act is not random. It's instinct, it's emotional, and it's deeply feline. They're not just looking at you, they're reading you. Unlike dogs, cats are not wired to guard their humans. They don't stand sentry in the traditional sense. But that doesn't mean they aren't protecting you. In their own silent, subtle way, a cat watches not to warn, but to understand. They observe the rhythm of your breath, the twitch of your fingers, the sigh between dreams. They study your stillness. They listen for change, and sometimes they sit for hours, just being with you. In the dark, cats are heat seekers, but they're also emotion seekers. They sit on your chest, curl near your legs, or press against your side, not just for warmth, but because that's where they feel your presence strongest. They feel your heartbeat, your breath's vibration, the low frequencies of calm or stress. At night, without distractions, these signals are louder. To them, sleeping beside you is a way of listening. Cats are emotional mirrors. They pick up on anxiety, sadness, excitement, illness, and this doesn't pause when you sleep. Your cat may draw closer if you're having a nightmare. You're restless. You've cried before bed. Your body temperature has shifted due to illness. They don't understand it like we do, but they feel it, and they respond the only way they know how, with presence, with quiet companionship, with watching. Feline eye contact is complex. A direct stare between cats is often a threat, but a slow blink is a sign of trust. And watching without blinking, that's a focus, not malice. So when your cat watches you sleep, they're not judging, they're attuning. They are connecting to your rhythm, matching your breath, sensing your calm, or noticing your shift. The stare is a way of staying close, without interference. Many cats pick the same place on the bed night after night: your pillow, your chest, the foot of the bed, a spot near your head. These choices are not random. They're based on where your warmth collects, where your scent is strongest, where they can sense your emotional energy best. To them, this is ritual placement. They're saying, this is where I connect to you. Sometimes your cat appears completely still. Their eyes barely open, their bodies are still and curled, but their mind is awake. This is feline mindfulness. They're not sleeping, they're not hunting, they're simply being with you. It's a state few humans understand. But to cats, this space, this moment of quiet, in the soft hum of your sleeping body, is sacred. There's something profound about a cat watching you sleep. It isn't loyalty in the dog sense. It isn't worship. It's connection without expectation. They're not waiting for food, they're not asking for attention. They're present fully, quietly, they know your rhythms, they feel your stillness. And in that moment, they simply exist alongside you. There's no demand, no role to play. Just companionship without noise. Your cat's silent gaze is one of the purest expressions of their attachment. In feline terms, choosing to be near you, without touching, without asking for anything, is love. Watching is closeness. Observation is intimacy. So next time you wake up and find their eyes on you, don't be alarmed, know this. In the deep of night, when all the masks are off, your cat chooses to witness you, exactly as you are. Sleeping, soft and fully real. To us it looks like madness, the midnight dash across the hall, the leap onto furniture, the sudden dramatic flip of a toy, the run tail puffed, eyes wide for no reason at all. But this isn't chaos. This isn't mischief. This is a ceremony of instinct, a movement remembered from 1,000 generations of hunters. Compressed into modern living rooms, these are rituals, not just reactions. Cats sleep in cycles, small, fragmented pockets of rest. And when they wake, they don't stroll, they explode, the stored energy, held in stillness all day, demands release. You see it at 2:07 a.m. as they rocket down your hallway and vanish into the dark. This is not defiance. This is survival instinct still alive and dancing. Within soft fur and sleepy eyes, look closer, you'll see it's not random. They visit the same windows, they circle the same furniture, they scratch the same post. At nearly the same time, this is territory-checking behavior. Your home is their domain. And they patrol it like a sentry walking sacred ground. Each motion is familiar, each sound mapped, each creak noted. They walk to ensure that their world is still safe, still known, still theirs. Many cats have a spot, often elevated, where they return each night. A windowsill, the back of a couch, a bookshelf, a corner of the bed. These aren't just places, they're lookout points. These perches allow for observation of the environment, peaceful presence without intrusion, connection to the outside birds, night air, silence. It's part instinct, in part personal habit. It's their version of standing on the edge of the savannah, watching for movement in the grass. Some cats don't run, they prowl, slow, quiet, purposeful. They inspect doorways, corners, your sleeping body, their food and water bowls. This is not boredom. This is repetition that soothes. Their body remembers being wild, where every night could hold danger, even though their home is safe. The ritual calms the old wiring. It's not fear, it's form, it's memory walking in circles. Have you ever seen your cat pounce on invisible things, chase nothing across the floor? This is the phantom hunt. Their brain, craving stimulation, creates games. Their instincts fabricate prey. In the absence of mice or birds, they improvise. The ritual of the hunt continues, even without a target, even while you dream. At night, many cats perform their most thorough grooming sessions. This isn't just hygiene, it's self-soothing, territory marking via scent distribution, emotional resetting. Grooming regulates their nervous system. It also signals a return to calm. After the stimulation of nighttime rituals, when you hear them licking and then curling up, that's the conclusion of the dance, their final movement. Before rest returns, because the world is quiet, because you are still, because the hum of modern life finally hushes. Enough for them to become what they were always meant to be. The world of humans is too loud for full instinct to emerge, but the night lets them be wild again. In whispers and habits, you may sleep through it. You may wake and roll over annoyed. You may not understand. But your cat's night ritual is not a nuisance, it's sacred. It is the living thread between the jungle and your home, the temple and your pillow. It's how they make sense of the world, how they discharge the weight of instinct. In a world that no longer needs their claws, they move, they watch, they return, and sometimes curl beside you once more. There's something undeniably ghostly about a cat at night. They appear in doorways without a sound. They vanish between blinks. They sit statue-like facing a wall, as if listening to something you can't hear, and sometimes they stare straight at you, still calm, watchful. Have you noticed how your cat sometimes sleeps near the entrance of your bedroom? They aren't just choosing a cozy rug. This is instinct in feline social dynamics. The one who rests near the door is the first to respond. If something unusual enters the space, are they protecting you? Maybe. Not in the way a dog would, not with noise or teeth, but with presence, position, watchfulness. Their body becomes a barrier, their ears radars, their silence a statement. I see everything. Some cats don't settle at all, they roam. You hear a light thump on the stairs, the faint brush of fur against a wall, a creak, then stillness. They're not restless, they're patrolling, but unlike a soldier, your cat moves like fog. They're one moment, gone the next, appearing in strange places. Watching, always watching. They pass through your dreams like spirits, not quite here, not quite gone. At night, subtle shifts happen in your home. The temperature drops, pipes settle, insects move, distant sounds drift in from the street. Your breath changes as you dream. Your cat notices all of it. What feels like nothing to you is a cascade of signals to them. They respond not out of fear, but out of heightened awareness. They are guarding the peace of the house. Their way, quiet, invisible, effective. It can be eerie, even unsettling. Your cat sits back straight, staring into the corner or gazing at a wall, or fixating on a blank space. You look, you see nothing. But for cats, that moment might include the faint buzz of a trapped fly, a distant sound in the walls, a draft of cool air, or something else entirely, something we can't explain. In folklore, cats have always been seen as bridges between worlds. And in the stillness of night, they often seem to walk that line. Across cultures, cats have been protectors against evil spirits, keepers of the threshold between life and death, silent companions to the dreaming soul. In Egypt, they were sacred beings. In Japan, symbols of luck. In Europe, both feared and revered as creatures who saw beyond. Many people who experience sleep paralysis report seeing a dark figure, a shadow, something watching, and strangely enough, cats often respond during these episodes. They sit up alert, meow sharply, leap onto your chest, stare into the very spot you feared. Coincidence? Maybe, maybe not. In that strange realm between wake and sleep, cats remain oddly aware, as if they can see what you can't. Then again, maybe your cat isn't guarding. Maybe they're just being a cat, dramatic, weird, curious. Their midnight behavior may not be spiritual. Because yes, cats are also chaos artists in fur coats. Their mystery is often just their sense of humor, the truth. Maybe they're not just ghosts, maybe they're not just guards, maybe your cat is a little bit of both, a watcher, a weirdo, a spirit-sensing, tail-flicking, soul-warming presence. Who knows when you need them? Even when you don't. Cats are not newcomers to myth. They've walked beside gods, kings, and witches. Sometimes adored, sometimes feared, but never ignored. In ancient Egypt, they were divine. Bastet, the cat-headed goddess, protected homes and families. Killing a cat, even accidentally, was punishable by death. In Japan, the Minky Nico cat beckons good luck. In Celtic mythology, cats were fairy guardians between worlds. In Islamic tradition, the Prophet Muhammad showed deep love and respect for cats. And in medieval Europe, they were said to ride with witches under moonlight, a symbol of intuition, mystery, and rebellion. Across cultures, night is the hour of spirits. And who owns the night more completely than the cat? They see in shadows, move without sound, appear where they weren't seconds before, vanish into spaces that seem sealed. To the old world, this wasn't biology, it was magic. Cats weren't just animals, they were portals, messengers, gatekeepers of the invisible, and maybe in a way they still are. The image is iconic, a black cat on the shoulder of a cloaked figure, eyes glowing, tail curling. In folklore, witches didn't choose cats. Cats chose them. It was believed cats could detect negative energy, Z-spirit, steal or protect dreams. Absorb illness or misfortune. Even today, many believe their cat knows when something unseen enters the room, whether it's your energy shifting or something more. The moon rules sleep, dreams, and hidden emotion. It's no surprise that cats, too, are lunar beings. Their cycles mirror ours, their stillness, their bursts of wildness, their love of windows at night. It's as if they're in tune with tides we can't feel. Some say a cat's behavior changes during a full moon. They become more vocal, more restless, more magical. Are they reacting to moonlight or something beyond light, a shift in spirit? A call from an ancient place? There are countless stories of cats sitting beside the dying, days before their final breath. The cat curls close, not out of obligation, but from something deeper. They seem to know when the end is near. They bring warmth, they stay until the final breath has left. Are they comforting the human soul or guiding it across? Many believe cats serve as guardians at thresholds. Between day and night, between life and death, between reality and dreams. You've seen it, your cat perfectly still gazing into the corner of the room. Eyes tracking what? Is it a spirit, a shift in energy, or are they simply imagining? Superstition says, when a cat stares into the unseen, you should pay attention. They may be detecting a presence, communing with the beyond, or warning you without a word. Whether you believe it or not, there's a sacred power in their stillness. In many homes, the belief remains, a cat crossing your path isn't bad luck, it's a pause from the universe. A cat purring near your heart, healing energy. A cat avoiding a certain room, a space that needs cleansing. A cat visiting you in dreams. A message from beyond. Cats have never been just pets, they are symbols of independence, femininity, rebirth, darkness, protection, magic. Perhaps the greatest mystery is this: why does your cat behave differently with you than with anyone else? Why do they wait for you at the door? Why do they sit at your feet when you cry? Why do they curl beside you on nights you feel most alone? Could it be that they're responding to something deeper? Your cat may be an echo of your inner world, a sentinel to your soul's state, a soft guardian who sees your energy in its rawest form. They don't judge, they simply know. But if you watch night after night, you'll see a pattern emerge. They return to the same space, at the same time, often after performing their little rituals. It's not random, it's not just comfort, it's energetic precision. Cats choose sleeping spots based on warmth, scent, elevation, vibration, energetic safety. But underneath the science, something deeper stirs, because what they're truly responding to is your presence. Your body emits heat, but also frequency, emotion, subtle shifts in mood, sleep cycle, and energy. Your cat reads it all. Like weather in the air, it's one of the most intimate spots your cat can choose. Why? They feel your heartbeat. They hear the echo of breath in your lungs. They're soothed by your steady rhythm. But there's more. Some believe cats sleep on the chest to protect the emotional center, the heart, the place of grief, love, and joy. If you've ever had a rough day and your cat curls there at night, you've felt this healing. Why the feet? This might be the most common choice for many cats. It gives them distance but connection, access to your movement, a boundary they can control. But energetically, your feet are your roots. They're where stress leaves you, where tension pools. Some say cats sleep there to absorb and transform that energy, to help you ground, to keep you still, to hold your edge while you dream. This is rare and powerful if your cat chooses to sleep on your pillow, behind your neck, above your head. They're guarding something sacred, your mind, your dreams. In folklore, cats were believed to walk through dream realms, to see what we could not, to protect us from restless spirits. So when they curl near your mind, it may be their way of saying, I'm watching the gates. This position connects to the solar plexus, your power center. It's where anxiety gathers. It's the gut instinct, the emotional core. When a cat rests there, it often means they're calming you. They're balancing your energy. They're tuning into your emotional state. It's no coincidence they choose this area. After arguments, grief, or deep stress, they come to restore equilibrium, and somehow they always know when. Many cats avoid sleeping anywhere but the bed, even if the couch is softer, even if the sunbeam is warmer. Why? Because your bed, especially when you're asleep, is a place of unfiltered energy. There are no masks, no workday stress, no movement, just raw humanness, soft breath, true emotion. To a cat, this is vulnerability in its purest form. And they want to be near it, not out of pity, but because they're drawn to the truth. So many people say it. Is it a coincidence? Science says they may hear distress in your breath or voice. But what if it's more? What if cats come when your dream self is in turmoil, when your soul calls for comfort, when your energy shifts? And what if, without ever needing to ask, they answer just as mysteriously as they arrive? They sometimes vanish, no warning, no meow, no goodbye. They simply decide it is time. Maybe your energy changed, maybe their task is done, maybe they're drawn to a new frequency. In another room, it's not rejection, it's rhythm. And soon they may return or they may not. Because cats are not constant, they are cyclical, they come when called. Not by voice but by vibe. We often seek connection in loud human ways, words, gestures, grand expressions. But cats speak a different language, one of silence, stillness, subtlety, and nowhere is that more true than when the world goes quiet at night, because your cat's deepest form of connection often happens when you're not even awake to witness it. At night, the masks fall off, there's no performance, no productivity, no distractions, just breathe and stillness and truth. Your cat chooses this version of you. The real one, not the one who feeds, not the one who plays, but the one who simply is. The bond deepens not in the doing, but in the being. Every breath you take in your sleep, they've heard it 1,000 times. Every roll, stretch, or sigh, they anticipate it. Your cat watches your breathing patterns, sleep cycles, emotional states, nighttime energy shifts. They memorize you, and in return, they offer consistency, a curl at your feet, a nuzzle near dawn, a silent presence when your dreams turn dark. This isn't just familiarity, it's loyalty. If you're anxious, they stay close. If you're calm, they keep a distance. If you cry, they arrive. If you speak softly in sleep, they listen. You think you're asleep, but to your cat, you are always communicating, and they respond. Not like humans, not with advice, not with solutions, but with presence, with weight, with warmth. And sometimes that is the deepest kind of love. Some nights they're nowhere to be found, and it hurts. You wonder, did I upset them? Are they okay? Do they still love me? But their absence isn't punishment, it's a balance. They're reminding you love doesn't need constant proximity. Connection isn't measured in minutes, even when they sleep elsewhere. They are still bonded to you. Sometimes space is how cats recharge, so they can return to you whole. We want signs, proof, words, just to watch you breathe. Their love is not performative, it is devotional. They give you trust, time, territory, vulnerability, and that is everything. There is a moment between cat and human that has no name. It's not a touch, not sound, not action, it's presence, a breath shared, a quiet glance, a knowing without explanation. This is what happens while you sleep. Your cat doesn't need to be seen to love you, they just need to be near. And in that nearness, 1,000 unsaid things are shared. They see your sorrow hidden behind smiles, your exhaustion beneath your to-do lists, your loneliness that lingers even in crowds. And they stay not to fix, but to witness, to keep you company in the places no one else sees, because cats are not just companions. They are mirrors, they reflect your inner world. With patience, not judgment, and while you sleep, they hold that mirror with grace. Cats don't give love easily, they don't fake affection, they don't perform. So when a cat chooses you, day after day, night after night, it means something. It means you are safe, you are trusted, you are known. And even if you doubt everyone else, even if you don't feel lovable, your cat's presence at night is their quiet answer. Yes, In a world full of noise, be like your cat, soft, curious, and quietly wise. Until next time, stay gentle. They may never speak your language, but they'll always understand your heart. Thanks for watching, and give your cat an extra blink from me.